The gate. Cheryl Lapp with Gary Wilson. Drive by with Tom Simmons. Sweet Appeal with Rick Schrock and Squiggly Puff with Hart Walker. Local police officer Gary Wilson, driving for the first time in 15 years. Here in our first. And the Pacers are moving in behind starter Bob Groder, and this gate's on the move for the first race of the 131st Brown County Fair. First race Pacers at the head of the stretch. The gate begins to pick up speed. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Cheryl Lapp, a little rough gated at the start. Rick Schrock drives out with Sweet Appeal, and they're going to lead into the first turn. Racing a second drive-by, dropping over the rail third now is Squiggly Puff, and Cheryl Lapp is at the back as we race around the first turn. Sweet Appeal leads by a length and a half. Still right there, second drive-by. Squiggly Puff is third, and Cheryl Lapp is fourth as we go single file down the backstretch towards the quarter-mile marker. Sweet Appeal, a 4-year-old daughter, the nationally prominent stallion Life Sign, leads him a length and a quarter. The 2-year-old drive-by is right there second. First quarter was in 31 and 4/5 of a second. Squiggly Puff, a 4-year-old, is racing a third, and the 3-year-old Cheryl Lapp is back there fourth. They're off the 3/8 at the head of the stretch the first time. It's still Sweet Appeal, the favorite here by a length and a quarter. Racing right there seconds, the 2-year-old by the prominent Art Escape for Tom Simmons. Third on the inside with some pace is Squiggly Puff, and Cheryl Lapp past the half. We race into the lower turn. Half was in 103 and 4/5 of a second. Off the half in 103 and 4, they go single file around that lower turn, and Hart Walker's going to pull from the 3-hole and pick up the pace with Squiggly Puff. 4 Pacers head up the backstretch. Sweet Appeal by 3/4 of a length. Squiggly Puff's on the outside there second. Drive-by right with the leaders third. Cheryl Lapp is back there fourth with a 1/4 mile to go. Overnight Pacers racing into the final turn. 3/4 in 134 and 4. The pace is quickened now. They're in the final turn. It's still Sweet Appeal. 3/4 of a length. Squiggly Puff is out there second. Drive-by and Cheryl Lapp with an 1/8 mile to go. They turn for home. On the inside, trying to wire the field. Sweet Appeal continues to lead. Squiggly Puff coming on. Sweet Appeal. Here comes Squiggly Puff. Squiggly Puff on the outside. Sweet Appeal on the inside. Squiggly Puff's going to get it. Sweet Appeal will be second. Drive-by and Cheryl Lapp. And as I said earlier, he worked this racetrack year after year after year. Especially liked to drive the water truck, and you'll see a sign on the water truck that is in memory of Bub. And here in the winner's circle in our first race, owned by Willis Ham of Kaleo, Missouri, who's trackside, along with trainer Bob Walker and son Hart. You remember the Walkers from the Taser Gun connection of last year. Bob trains the great Taser Gun, and last year Hart drove him to that 53 and 4 state record here at the Brown County Fair. Willis Ham's at the head of the horse. Greg Malink and his family all there as they win the Clyde Cutforth Memorial here with Squiggly Puff. Let's give them a big hand. Great family from up in Greene County, the Walkers. Willis Ham from Kaleo, Missouri, and Squiggly Puff, she gets a new lifetime record of 2:03 and 4/5 of a second. Of course, our fair queen also trackside, Michelle Cameron, and the little Miss Michelle Kellerman and little Mr. Jacob Kunkel, and we'll talk about them a little later. Kurt Becker's going to talk to Hart Walker.
Ed, let's talk to Hart right now. Hart, come on up here a moment. 23 years of age. Ed mentioned the fact that Hart is from Carrollton, where he was a multi-sport athlete at Carrollton High School. Hart, couple of questions to ask you. First of all, how's the track out there tonight?
It's very good. It's going to be a lot of fast miles tonight and tomorrow night, looks like.
Now, I don't know how many people know this. I think a lot of people know that the guy that had the favorite in that race was Rick Schrock, And Rick is your brother-in-law. How does it feel to beat your brother-in-law to start things off?
I'm sure he'll get me next time.
Yeah, Hart's kind of stammering on this one, isn't he? Well, Hart, one more question before we let you get going. Ed mentioned the fact that you got the drive on the $875,000 winner Taser gun in the big race tomorrow night. The Director of Agriculture pays for $17,000. He's the defending champion, but you told me back in the barn area that's a nice race, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of good horses in there, a lot of inside speed inside of him, so we'll just have to see how they're going to play it out and go from there.
I think that's a good plan. Hart, great way to start off the week here. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Kurt.
Hart Walker, folks.